Alright guys, this is the first video of my channel. It's a 3D printing channel, as you can tell by the name. I currently have something printing. I'll talk about what's printing in another video. But for now, I'm going to talk about the first thing I've made. And this is what it is. Took almost a whole spool of my blue filament. I use PLA for this. My printer is an Ender 3 V2. It's relatively new. I got the printer like a month ago. What this is, as you might be able to tell, it's a kind of dice tower type thing. Not exactly a tower, but roller, mat, whatnot. This right here around is storage for dice, because I have a ton. And then you just stick it in like this and it rolls down. I just don't really like my rolling. I made it for D&D because I play that weekly and I suck at rolling, so I made this so I don't get mad at myself for what I do. So that's what that's for. I don't want to break it, but I'll pull it apart. So it's 4 pieces, and then if I can pull one of these out, I don't know how well you can see it. The pieces are held together by these little clip things that just slide into these little gaps right here. Just sticks in and then kind of just shove them together. All together, this thing, let's see, probably took like me 3 days to print. The clips take like no time to print, but these are pretty big and they use a lot of filament. Now the thing that I'm regretting doing is making this, because I'm going to try and find another one. I kind of found a thing I'm wanting to print. It folds down into itself, but it has a little mat on top and storage for dice and whatnot on it. The thing I don't like about that is it's giant and I don't want to have to carry it everywhere. I made this little dice container as well. It has the D&D logo on top, which I like. The one thing I do not like about it, though, is it does not have enough storage for all of my dice, and I am going to 3D print a set. I already 3D printed a set for a friend, and a friend is getting me another set. So that led me to 3D print this, which I like. It's nice and tall. It fits all of them with quite a bit of extra room. The one thing I don't like about it is I probably 3D printed 4 lids at different scales, and none of them fit it. Here, they're all gone. I threw them in the trash. I'd get ones, and so I scaled this up to 150 from what it normally was, because I didn't know how big it was going to be. But the thing that made me mad about it was I scaled the lids to like 160 and whatnot, and none of them fit because the diameter on the inner part of the lid is way too small. So I went back and looked at the comments. I've gotten everything I've printed off Thingiverse. It's a great website. Everything on there is free. They have a lot of stuff. But I looked at the comments. Someone said to scale it like this. I scaled it how they said, and it still didn't fit. So I kind of gave up on that, and I'm probably going to reprint the original one I made, but bigger, because the original one came with an extension I tried to 3D print, but it messed up on it. Which, it messed up in the same way in the same spot, so I figured probably not my printer, probably the G code for it. And then that brings me to what I'm currently printing. So I play D&D every week. I have a ton of miniatures over here and whatnot. D&D books, that's my filament, and then tools for clipping and pulling stuff off there. So what I am currently 3D printing these are corner pieces. I have 8 of them, and I have 8 of these hallway things. What I like about them is they're the perfect size for your guys to fit on like a battle mat that you can draw on, which I also have. But I'm 3D printing these because I personally find it, because I've DM'd, but I'm not DMing right now. I'm being a player in the campaign. But it's annoying to me to draw something every time you want to do it. So if I can find which one it is. So these took a while. I made the mistake of not realizing what I'm going to do after this prints. This is right now is actually one of these, so it kind of goes in between the corners and whatnot like that. But I'm going to go on to the slicer I use and pretty much just copy and paste it so I can fit as many as I want. I have my slicer set to my printer, so has the parameters, so it won't let me fit anything bigger, which I personally like. But it comes with these little clips. I'm going to 3D print 63 more of these. I just 3D printed one to double check that it fits in everything. But what I like about these, just snaps in there. So you pretty much just put it down, and then when you're done with it, or you want to attach something else, you just pull it off. I really like the simplicity of that because, well, my friend has some construction things like that, but it's pieces like what's in this, but they're much harder to pull apart. So I'm printing those to use during the campaign, which I'm liking. This is 3D printing. So what I'm going to do in a different video is, once this is done, I'm going to show one of these being printed, talk about the mistake I made, and then show the mass production of probably 6 or so of them on one board being printed. So that's what I'm looking forward to. This says it has a while left, but it should not. It should be done here pretty quick. It says it has 3 hours. It's not going to take that long. But yeah, I really like this. What I'm also working on doing now, which I'm not going to be able to show in a video because it's not on a big PC, like gaming PC type thing. It's on a laptop, what I used to slice and everything. So I can't really show video of that working very well because it'd be my phone staring at the screen. It's not going to be super good quality. I'm going to start, instead of just taking files and using them, I'm going to start 3D modeling myself, because I watched a video and a dude said in a month of buying his 3D printer, he bought an Ender 3 Pro, so a little older than what this is. He said he, in a month, paid off the price of the printer, which was about $200. That's not how much mine cost. I'm not going to say how much it cost, but he paid off how much it had cost to get that and made extra money, which I think is good. So I'm going to try and 3D model and post it on different 3D printing websites at different prices, kind of see which works for whatnot. But he talked about how it's good to just look up 3D modeling, kind of get familiar with that instead of just getting files and 3D printing those and selling them, or taking it and putting it on a different website. Because if it's something you make yourself, well, then there's a decent chance no one else has made it for free, so you can sell it. But if you get it for free and go to sell it on another website, people will go find it for free. So I'm going to try and model some stuff by myself to sell. The thing I'm going to be trying to model here in a couple minutes is a single-piece headphone stand, because I have a PlayStation that I play on and whatnot. But I looked up some headphone stands. They're different pieces to glue together, and they don't have all the pieces there, and I don't want to have to mess with that. Also, what I need to get later down the road is paintbrushes and whatnot to paint my prints. Or I also have a friend that can do some painting for me for small logos and whatnot. But if I'm going to, I want to 3D print Master Chief armor or Mandalorian helmets. For that, you're not going to want to use a paintbrush. You're going to want to use one of those paint pens or whatnot that spray it. So I have to get one of those at some point and work on this more. But I am going to be trying to kickstart this channel, which from here on out, almost everything I 3D print, I'm going to review and show the footage of it being printed, talk about how easy it is, and I'm going to make some things and sell them and whatnot. So whenever I'm talking about something, there will be a link in the channel to the website where you can either buy it, or if I got it for free, the website, you can find it for free. So yeah, that is what I'm going to start going about from here. I obviously need to buy some more filament because I have a little bit of blue left, a decent amount of green and red. That green cylinder, dice container, and all of the different lids I failed to print, took a big chunk out of that. My white's starting to get low. One of the first things I printed, I don't have it in here. My dad went to Italy for about 2 years in his 20s, so I 3D printed him a Leaning Tower of Pisa. It took a little bit, it was probably that tall. I made him one that was like this tall that I'm going to print him in a little. I have the file on here. But that is what I'm going to be doing, and I'll be leaving links to the different websites where you can find everything. All of the things I've printed so far have been on Thingiverse. And once I kind of get up and going, like what I tried to do earlier was take pictures of this D&D miniature on a camera from different angles and upload it to a thing I have on a computer to kind of convert an image into a file to 3D print. Didn't work so well. I gotta look more into how to do that before just trying to go off and do it on my own. But yeah, so that's gonna be the end of the video. And the next video you'll see will be me talking about one of these things and it being printed. So thank you for watching Smith 3D Prints. We'll see you guys next time.